Welcome to today's episode, where we're about to turn a well known biblical passage on its head and reveal a radical invitation hidden in plain sight. Revelation 3:20 famously declares, "Behold, I stand at the door and knock. If anyone hears my voice and opens the door, I will come in and eat with him and he with me." Traditionally, many have seen this as a call from an external divine presence reaching out to each individual. But what if this imagery isn't about an outside savior at all? What if it's a metaphor for the awakening of your very own true nature? A call to dissolve the rigid boundaries between the self and the divine that we so often mistakenly believe are separate? Let's begin with the door. In this interpretation, the door represents the threshold of conditioned identity, the sum total of habitual thoughts, societal labels, and the endless narratives that you've accumulated over a lifetime. This door is the barrier constructed by the mind's tendency to divide experience into us versus them, inside versus outside, or self versus other. It's a tangible reminder of how our conditioning creates a false separation between who we think we are and the boundless, unified awareness that underlies every moment. The door isn't an impenetrable wall. It's simply the filter through which our everyday perceptions have been shaped. Now consider the knock. Rather than an external agent, this knock is the subtle, insistent calling from within. Your inner wisdom reaching out, inviting you to question the very stories that confine you. It's the gentle prompt of your intuition, the inner voice that whispers of a truth beyond all concepts and labels. This knock isn't demanding an action based on effort or willpower. It's beckoning you to recognize the ever-present awareness that remains even when the chatter of the mind quiets down. It's the reminder that beneath all conditioned thought lies a deep, unchanging presence, a presence that is the essence of what you truly are. And then there's the promise of eating together, a powerful symbol of integration. Imagine sharing a meal that nourishes not just the body, but the very soul. In this context, breaking bread represents the merging of the perceived self with that infinite presence. It's a communion where the separation between the one who knocks and the one who opens the door dissolves, giving way to an intimate union. Here, integration isn't something to be achieved through intellectual effort or external rituals. It's a natural unfolding when you allow the conditioned stories to fall away and let your true nature shine forth. This radical, non-dual perspective challenges the idea that salvation or enlightenment must come from outside. Instead, it reveals that the divine is not some distant figure waiting to intervene. It is your most authentic self, ever present and ready to be acknowledged. Modern insights from neuroscience and psychology reinforce this understanding. Much of the discontent and suffering we experience comes from clinging to the illusion of a separate, isolated identity. When that illusion is set aside, what remains is a vast, luminous awareness that permeates every aspect of life. So what does this mean for your inner journey? It means embracing practices that gently peel away the layers of conditioned identity, whether through meditation, mindful reflection, or simply pausing to listen to the quiet knock of your inner wisdom. In this view, true meditation isn't about forcing the mind into silence or striving for a special state. It's about realizing that the stillness you seek is already here. True meditation is the gentle act of resting in the ever-present awareness that underlies every experience. It's not a practice of doing, but of being. a process of letting go of the conditioned narratives, the endless chatter, and the illusions of separation that keep you from recognizing your essential unity with all that is. When you allow yourself to simply be, without judgment, without striving, you tap into a deep reservoir of clarity and presence. This natural state of being is not something to be achieved. It is your innate luminous home, ever accessible in the quiet space between thoughts. In letting go of the need to control or alter your experience, meditation becomes a radical journey of returning to yourself, a surrender to the truth that you are already whole, complete, and eternally at peace. As you become curious about the stories your mind tells, you may start to see them for what they are: temporary constructs that obscure a deeper, unchanging reality. By opening the door, by daring to question and let go, you step into a space where the divine and the everyday are no longer separate. In that space, the act of simply being becomes a profound celebration of unity, clarity, and love. Today, I invite you to listen closely not just to these words, but to the gentle knocking within. Open the door, dissolve the boundaries of conditioned identity, and rediscover the ever-present awareness that is your true home. In doing so, you'll realize that the divine isn't coming from somewhere else. It's the very essence of who you already are.